Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble News channel. As you can see, this is in $296 billion, which is the overall amount of money in circulation. The amount of money in circulation has now reached $20,827 billion. That's more than 6 years, so the US dollar has lost 99% of its buying power over the last 100 years because that can't go on forever. That video clip showed Raoul Pal talking about this problem. In the next video, he will talk about how to solve this problem. People think of it in terms of inflation at first, which means they think the price of CPI will go up, but it won't. It's much worse when wages don't go up but assets do, because it looks like you're devaluing the currency. As time goes on, your future self will have less money because assets are all about saving money to spend later. However, you can't pay for as much of that these days. To put it another way, your future self will be poorer. As an example, let's say a 35-year-old person in the US gets married and has kids. Now, a house costs a lot of money. 3 times our wages made it pretty cheap compared to when Peter and I were young. It's now about 10 times income. There isn't a real way to move up. It costs a lot more to invest in stocks. The amount of the SP that you own is a lot less. That means you don't have the benefits that your parents did. So the matter of debasement of currency is a problem for society as a whole. The governments have to do this because they can't pay back the loan any other way. That means you'll have to keep printing money. Yes, that's correct. Based on what we learned from the Everything Code study I told you about, interest rates have been changed every year since 2008. It's like clear your bill. There was a loan jubilee. Everyone had the chance to not pay interest. And everyone started over with their bills after 3 to 5 years. So 4 years is the middle number, and we have a perfect circle of 4 years. Everything is now very connected to this cycle, including rates, crypto, gold, stocks, developing markets, the dollar, and all other assets. The 4-year pattern is something we've seen many times before in Bitcoin, starting here in 2012. It's interesting that the SP and NASDAQ markets also move in cycles of 4 years. Everything lines up perfectly after cutting in half. What did Satoshi mean when he decided that the amount would be cut in half every 4 years? Something to think about. If the value of assets keeps going up because of debasement, the appearance that the value of the currency is going down, then it's your job to find something that cancels it out. Based on my math, the rate of debasement is about 15% per year on a world scale. That means your hurdle rate is 15%. These days, stocks have done something pretty close to that. That just means you're not making any money though. In reality, you're just standing still. Since NASDAQ is in a long-term trend, it has beaten that 15% rate by a small amount. In fact, it's helped. It would have been gold to do it the old-fashioned way. I've also been investing in gold for a long time. Gold has always been my favorite color. But gold hasn't done very well in recent years when it comes to debasement. As the world becomes more connected, it still works great as a global exchange. In the long run, it also works against world debasement. But the strong debasement we've had over the past few years hasn't worked out well enough. A lot of us in the macro world began to think, okay, we need to figure out what this hedge is in, what way should this be done. And that's where crypto, which I've been interested in for a long time, started to really fit in. This is because crypto offers a lot of ways that the financial system can use it in a system with too much debt, where you have security and then use that collateral 30 times. That means no one owns anything. In a debt-based society, you only own a small part of what you think you own. The bank is the same. There is cash on hand for you. It's not your cash. There's money in the bank there. That has been shown over and over. It was especially bad when banks in Europe were bailed out. It looks like our money system is broken. Finally, the blockchain tracks are a really helpful tool. With quick settlement, we can always find out who owns what. That means the settlement layer has a lot less risk. But you also talked about the rise of cryptocurrencies, which also have an interesting supply and demand trend. There is a limited amount available, and it works a bit like digital cash. That worked out really well. When you look at that, you can see that it's performed much better than anything else because it combines the blockchain technology with this deposit or security layer. So it's been a really great tool, even with these huge losses along the way. We have huge drawdowns, which are horrible. Even so, it's still the asset that has done the best in known history, almost every time period. Because of this, it's hard to spend money on anything else. That's why I've had trouble. I compare each picture to Bitcoin or the Fed's balance sheet and try to figure out what goes up. Compared to the Fed balance sheet, gold has gone down. I don't think that's both a temporary and a fixed situation. I'll say it again, I'm not at all against gold. I believe that you will always do better if you have technology and gold, if you can call it that. If you can call it that. If you're 65 years old, gold does a great job for you as we help people along this road. You won't get anywhere if you're 35 years old. In other words, Raoul is saying that gold is dead. Bitcoin is still around and will stay that way. I also know that a lot of people think Bitcoin's price of around $70,000 is too high right now. When I first bought Bitcoin in late 2016, it was worth just under $1,000. I remember that it was hitting those old all-time highs again, just like we are now. I also thought Bitcoin was too pricey. I bought some Litecoin and XRP, but I had no idea what I was doing at the time. You could only buy a few cryptocurrencies on Coinbase. Some currencies go up and down very quickly. Bitcoin has gone up a lot. You should have bought it for the long run. This is the SP in Bitcoin, so you can use it to compare Bitcoin to any other commodity. The SP has been above this red line since 2010. It's been going up for a long time. It's up 346% in the last 12 years, since 2011. However, it has gone down a lot more than Bitcoin. It's not just the SP. This is where you can check cash. Gold has also gone down and down and down. Bitcoin has done better than everything else, while everything else has lost 90% of its value. People who think they're too late to Bitcoin are wrong. Now is the time. We're only just beginning. There is no longer a need for the old banking system. Instead, choose Bitcoin or another cryptocurrency. Let me know what you thought of everything in the show today. Check out our Patreon. I'm going to leave that in the comments. Hi, my name is Moji, and I'm leaving Bitcoin Bubble. I'll see you all in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day.